Like many of us parents here, I've been active in trying to participate in meetings this summer involved in the Parent Community Forum. That was supposed to be a meeting for us to voice our opinions and share our concerns. During this meeting, we were told many things, and the school district was going to do what was best for our kids and support parents and really hear us out. And here's what we learned. Face masks would be optional. Parents had a voice and a responsibility for their children. Teachers would not bully kids, and this was not okay. Every step would be taken to make sure these kids were in school in the best learning environment. Vaccinations would not be required, which this is talked about all the time. Communication was going to happen on all levels, and please reach out with any concerns. This was untrue, and no voices were heard. There is no communication. I myself have called and emailed and have not received any communication in return. Face masks were implemented right before school started. This was not shocking to any of us, as we were given false hope. Face masks again on Friday were still enforced again, and this was again no surprise. We know the school district has no intention of lifting this because money and government entities hold the power. Parents have been bullied and students have been bullied. This is extreme poor showing. There is no sense to this. We are allowed to exercise our rights. Shame on every teacher that feels it necessary to harass a student because they are choosing to breathe. I provide mental health services in this community. I have seen my second grader go from a bubbly 7-year-old to a sad, defeated little girl who doesn't want to go to school and doesn't want to wear a mask. And one day he went from putting her as super excited to meet her new teacher to tears. You have taken away her safe place. There's no smiles. There's no evidence that shows that masking children is going to protect them from anything. There's no breathing, there's no fun, and for what? These kids are still being sent home and quarantined. So what's the point? With all due respect, if the numbers are so dangerous and alarming in our community, shouldn't the school nurse be wearing a mask in the community? Maybe teachers should consider wearing masks in the community to prevent bringing it to schools. I read the emails, talk about segregation and division of students. If you are vaccinated, you are now part of the elite few and are exempt from everything. This again is bullying. You're trying to show students that by being vaccinated, you can do whatever you want. And sadly, many students will get vaccinated. My children will not be vaccinated, and they will not be bullied into believing this is the only way for a normal school year. You can call this conspiracy theories or selfish family, but I call it the United States of America, where I have the right to say what happens to my body and theirs. What can you tell us parents who know all too well you have no intention of doing what's best for all of our children? We know you have a funding regardless if our children are in school or not. So either way, it's a winning situation for you. My second grader can't breathe, and my 8th grader is made to feel like a selfish kid who chooses not to wear a school mask and waits for the anxiety of her name being called home from school, all while watching teachers use a measuring stick, a yardstick, to check the distance between students to see who goes home in quarantine. Once these students are sent home, there's no guidance. It's a free-for-all. Go find your homework on Parent View and get it done. If you're going to send kids home to prevent the plague, then you need to make sure that they have the support they need. That's your job. After all, you're the ones that sent them home. Did you know that out of the 8th grade, only 25 students passed their math test and the rest failed? Our kids are so far behind, the only thing they hear about is COVID and quarantine. My second grader in the first week of school got 6 kids sent home and a teacher. And one day she had 3 teachers in and out because once again the school was so unprepared that they didn't even have enough subs to make sure the class could run smoothly. Do you know what that does to her mind? Do you know that they did the same math test 3 days in a row because they didn't have enough lesson plans in place? I'm one mad mom. Now if I have learned anything, it's don't make a mom mad. I am sad, upset, and completely disheartened as what has transpired in the first weeks of school. Take a look at the school districts around us. They seem to have it all together, and here we are still flopping around. We used to be proud to be part of District 206. I assure you, I am not proud anymore.